Hey everyone, this is Brandon Caesar from the Caesar's Freedom Stead. Just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a brand new video. Today's kind of a big day for us. We both have been raising chickens for meat for this is our second year, and this year we decided to do 30 chickens. The year before we had about 25 or so, and our wiener dog Pepper killed a few of them, so we were down to 16. But this year we're going to go ahead and do 30 of the meat birds. Now these are Freedom Rangers. You can probably see that there's two white birds in there. Those are originally supposed to be egg layers that we got at Tractor Supply, but I think they gave us two of the broiler chickens. So they're gonna go with the Freedom Rangers today. In the future, I'm gonna go ahead and post a video on, from start to finish on raising birds for meat in your home, especially, in these times. It's best to be self-sufficient. I've heard a few things on the news where the meat companies are starting to have decreased productivity, and there's going to be less meat in the stores. So, definitely, if you have a little bit of space, you can raise your own chickens for meat. And then today, we're just going to show you basically the end process. I want to show you the chickens and basically the easy setup, and we're going to go ahead and process them today. All right, and now I kind of went over showing you guys the Freedom Rangers and such, and now I want to show you our setup here. Now what I like to do, and one of the purposes of our YouTube videos, is I want to show everybody that you don't necessarily need all the most expensive things. Find what you can, use what you got, and you could do the same exact results. As you can see over here, we have a pot with water on some burning wood there. Now you see the fire pit here with the cinder block and the bricks down here. These are the materials that we got out of the woods that we showed you on a previous video. We did shoot a video of constructing this, but it's not complete yet. I'm still going to cement everything together, do some final touches, and we're going to make it look real nice. But we really needed it today so that we could go ahead and start processing our birds. So as you can see, the setup looks pretty good already. We just need to do a couple final touches, and I'll post that video on a later date once we get it all finished for the outside fire pit. I'm not really big into the gas and turning everything on that way. A lot of people like to do the propane and such. I like doing it the good old-fashioned way. It's really fun. You get the scent of wood and everything. And plus, we got all this from our land. Cinder blocks are from the land. The wood is from the land. We already had the grill structure there. All we really bought was the pot. Everything else we got from the land. All this wood here, we got from our land. We chopped it down, chopped trees down, chopped down branches. Most of this here is pine wood. There's some cherry wood here as well, but all this is from our land. So if you got some land, use what you got. Don't break the bank. Get what you need to. So that's the setup for depucking and everything. Over here, this is where the chickens will go right after we dip them inside the hot water, and we'll go over that a little bit more. Right here is a chicken plucker. We decided to buy one of these ourselves. This is, I'd say, fairly expensive. It's one of the things that we did have to buy. Online, you could probably find a couple of people that will rent it out to you for 50 bucks. But since we decided to do this every year, we decided to just buy our own. So this is the chicken plucker, and we'll show how this works in a little bit. Once the chicken is heated up in the hot water, you put the chicken in here and it defeathers it. It is really amazing. We tried to do it in the past by hand, and it took forever. When we bought this, it took literally seconds to get all the feathers off. So this is the depucker. This is really the only machine that we're going to be using. Everything else is from the land, what we built, and that's pretty much our setup for all that. Now, right here is basically the slaughter station. This is a chicken cone. We're going to stick the chicken through here, and then that's where you slit its throat. But we'll go ahead and go over that in a little bit. But that's the best way to have the chicken. It relaxes them, and once you cut them, it's pretty much over right then and there. So that's the end of pretty much the setup here. Once we get everything going, we'll continue on. All right, so we went ahead and showed you the outside setup and basically the prequel to us processing all the meat birds. And like I said, again, on a future video, we'll post a video on from start to finish with doing meat birds. I'm gonna wait until we get a new batch in because there is some things that I need to teach you when you actually get the chicks in. But right here is the finished product. Inside of our 2 containers here, we just finished off processing all of our birds here. Again, we don't know exactly how many there are yet. I still got to count. There is a little bit over 30 in there. The reason why we just skip to this portion here, I don't like actually showing the killing part. If you're interested in seeing that and how it's done, I'm sure there's many other videos out there to actually show you doing that. We just don't like showing that with our channel. We like to just show the beginning and end portion there. So again, if you're interested in that, you can watch it somewhere else. We just don't like to show that portion there. So this is what we got here. We have them in the 2 bins. Now the step we're doing right here is we're now to the bagging phase. And these are all different bags we use here. We get the Texas poultry bags here we order online. And so we have probably about 60 bags right here just waiting to go. And you can get a couple different sizes. This is a really large size right here. And the one we're going to be using is a smaller size because it fits more tightly with the chickens there. And we're just waiting for the water to heat up here because you need it to be a certain temperature. You dip the bags and then it seals tight. It sucks all the air out. And we'll show that in just a second. So we're just waiting for this to heat up and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're finished with going over those things. We just went ahead and put everything in the bags. You can see bags everywhere, chickens in bags all over the place here. So we just spent a little bit of time putting them in there. Now, the next phase is you take your hot water. The recommended is about 180 degrees. Some people use a little bit higher. 180 degrees works fine with us. So this is exactly 180 degrees. And online when you order the bags, this is what we've done here. We got the Texas poultry shrink bags, and you can get them all kinds of different ranges of sizes, large and small, medium. And we're gonna go ahead and shrink wrap these. So what you're gonna do, when you order the bags, that automatically comes with this straw structure here. You wanna stick it in to that large part of the chicken there. And make sure the feet are up. Go ahead and twist the bag here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put one of these zip ties around the straw and the twisted bag. Then we're going to dip for just a couple seconds into the hot 180 degree water. You could hear it coming out. And it makes it nice and tight, gets all that air out of there. I'm going to pull this out, tighten that zip tie a little bit more, and voila. Nice chickens right there. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to all of our chickens here, and then we're going to go ahead and weigh them, and we'll go ahead and show you that. We're all finished here. We went ahead and got everything bagged, and we went ahead and weighed everything off. We always write the pounds and ounces on each of the birds, so when we get them out of the freezer we know what we're getting. So in total we had 103 pounds of chicken, so quite a bit of chicken here. 103 pounds for us, and this should last us for quite a while here. We're going to order a new batch coming soon. Now one thing I do want to tell everybody, some of y'all who are familiar with raising meat birds and things like that probably already know this. There is some, conversation back and forth between the 2 kinds, the Freedom Rangers and the Cornish Cross. We did Cornish Cross last year, and it did awesome. We got quite a few 5-pounders and 6-pounders out of all those. And this year we wanted to try the Freedom Rangers. And so I will say that we will do the Cornish Cross from now on. They get larger in the same amount of time frame. I'd say on average they probably get about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds heavier than the Freedom Rangers. Again, we never tried the Freedom Rangers before. We want to try them this year. The average on here is in the 3 pounds to maybe 4 pounds. But the Cornish Cross the average we had on that was near 5 pounds last year. So a couple of the Cornish cross that we did have, we have 2 in there. I believe this is one of them. He's getting there to almost 4.5 pounds, and we got one that was almost 5 pounds. But we will definitely do Cornish cross from now on every year. This was just kind of an experiment this year to see how the Freedom Rangers did in the same amount of time frame. So that's it. Those are all the chickens from the coop this morning when we showed you, and to the bags. And now we're going to go ahead and load up our huge Whirlpool outdoor freezer and get them all in there. And so we'll have meat for probably the next 3 months or so. All right, thank you so much, and we'll do a couple of videos in the future on start to finish. Thank you so much.